Hey, you got a sec? I just want to talk to you about something. I feel like all I ever do is give you water and you're either too wet or you're too dry. So I just have to say it.
I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the dirt.
Hi, I am on a mission, and that mission is to mix up the perfect soil blend. But as I started on this project, I discovered something. There is no such thing as a perfect soil mix. I predominantly keep aroids and plants that like good drainage, so I'm always looking for that perfect aesthetic chunky blend. I'm Willie, by the way, and I make videos every week about my houseplants, my life, and all of the questions in between trying to sustain life while feeling dead inside. It's been a rough week around here. Whispers is in a cone. So I recently bought some new plants, big surprise, and the soil that came in the nursery pots was wildly different. Some was extremely humectant and had a lot of peat in it. Some was very chunky, so they dried out really fast. I knew it was time to attempt to make something better. I'm not an expert, so I am aiming lower, which is always a good idea, but I do think this soil is pretty awesome, and I hope that it gives you a good base to customize for whatever you're trying to keep in your curated indoor jungle. I'm up early going to get soils for this project. No, I don't need any plants, but they have some good ones out, so I have to take a peek. Those are tempting me again. This is the big bag, so we need this. Oh, there's the big indoor. There it is, but just out of reach. I got 2 big bags of 8 quarts of perlite and 2 of the orchid bark. Well, it wasn't as fun of a trip as searching for rare plants, but you know, now those rare plants are hopefully gonna survive with all of this potting mix. It's about cost $70. What times are we living in? Now I'm all wet. It's gonna be a very simple recipe. It is 16 quarts of indoor potting mix, 16 quarts of orchid potting mix, and this is the really fast draining stuff. So 16 quarts total of the Miracle-Gro perlite. And then a few more enriching mix-ins that I'm going to add are earthworm castings, just to give it a little one-up for some extra fertilizer. Mosquito bits to try and keep the gnats at bay. This is a fun addition. These are the Ikea branded leca balls. I've rinsed out my giant Tupperware here, and that was in the attempt to hopefully not have any mold or grossness from last year. I just want a clean slate. Very happy with how this soil turned out. Now I'm going to repot some plants. Now Is this recording? I think it is. Dust everywhere. Why is there always dust? Whispers is gonna help me. All right, so these are the plants that are living in that new soil, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I like it and why I made the choices that I did. First things first, it has amazing drainage, and at my house, that is always a very big concern. I am a chronic overwaterer who is recovering, and this chunky mix does not do that as easily, if that makes sense. It's not a miracle cure, but it definitely is a step in the right direction. On the flip side, I also think that it holds on to enough water that I don't have to worry about watering these guys more than once a week. They're lucky if they get that. It's not a bed of roses around here. This has just enough soil and the properties hold on to just enough water that I think it's perfect for that 7 to 10 day range of optimal hydration. I'm also a big fan of adding these leca balls to things because it adds aeration. And these are ceramic, so they do hold on to water at a slightly different rate than the soil, which can be good to increase humidity. Someone gets their cone off in just like one more day. It's very exciting around here. This is a great base to start with, but you can add in more prestige mix-ins for whatever type of plant you want to keep. Like, I'm gonna give myself very good advice that I probably will not follow, but you could mix in like peat moss, and then it would help with my ailing and dying anthurium, which I really should try because that would be a step in the right direction. Emotional avoidance. You could also increase the perlite or add pumice if you want something that drains really fast. I've heard of people doing all worm castings as opposed to adding any soil, so that's an option. In the future, I want to get really fancy and add some lava stone to this mix. I think it would work really, really well for my monsteras. Whispers is getting bored. I'm moving on. I hope this adds some clarity and maybe some help. So there you have it. That is my DIY chunky mix. I love saying DIY in front of anything. I am a millennial. I used to have an Etsy store. This is sort of an evolution of the soil that I made last summer. Honestly, I think I understand the environmental conditions of my house and also the relative humidity even better than I did before. And I guess I'm growing as a person. So far, all of the plants that I repotted in this mix have done really well. But the best part is the ratio. It's all 1 to 1 to 1. It's 3 parts. So it is 1 part of whatever soil you want to use. The perlite is very important. And in the past, I've used larger pieces. But this time, I just went with the garden variety that I got at Home Depot. And same with the orchid bark. So play around. Leave me a comment because I'd love to know what you're using or if you have cracked the code for the perfect soil formula, mix, whatever you want to call it. Another thing to mention is I'm storing it like this with the lid slightly ajar so that there is good airflow. Because last summer I made a whole bunch of this and I left it in my garage, which was pretty spicy, and eventually it grew mold and I had to throw all of it out. Well, that's all I got. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope this video was helpful to you. Take care of yourself, you're the best, and I'll talk to you so soon you won't even miss me. Okay, bye.
I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the...
I have been looking for an excuse to film that intro since I started this channel, and that was a reenactment because that's actually really good dirt, and I mixed it myself.